Hi, it's Double1975 and today I'm bringing you a really dangerous video on Xbox One. And I got asked why I did the rare trade route on a recent live stream. I did a rare trade route, I did part of the rare trade route. And the reason for this is I was planning to do a video about the rare trade routes, and this is that video. I want to campaign to make the rare trade routes great again. I remember when the game came out in the preview version, the rare trade routes were alive with commanders in open, running around like headless chickens. There was a lot of money to be made, it was one of the quickest money making metas, and it was great because it was a massive loop of systems in some of the more scenic and interesting systems within the game, and commanders were running around. You had a bunch of commanders in lightweight Cobras stripped out to try and get max jump range, you know, and as much cargo in as possible doing the rare trade, and other commanders in more heavily armed Cobras trying to rob them. Times have moved on, times have changed, and people don't do the rare trade routes anymore because there are faster money making metas out there. It's still, I think, a viable method of making a decent amount of money, especially for a new commander, because it's quite a viable loop. You can get through it quite quickly once you get your speed up, and it's great for teaching someone how to land and take off at different starports, different stations. You know, it's great for, you know, getting that speed and familiarity with requesting, docking and diving in and out of places, which I think really helps new commanders. But in terms of money making meta, in terms of how busy the rare trade routes are, they're like a ghost town. You don't see anyone anymore. Now my proposal is that we double the profits on rare trade items as long as you do it in open only. So if you have a rare trade item, you pick it up, as long as your ship stays in open for the whole time you've got it on board, when you take it to the other end you get a 50% bonus. You get double bubble. I think this would be a really good thing, and would encourage people to actually take up doing rare trade, because it would put it in the same sort of money making bracket or credits per hour as some of the other, you know, bigger metas, and it would be something that would encourage commanders into open carrying rare trade items, which would encourage, you know, pirates to then pirate them, and there could be a whole interesting meta around that. I would love to know what you guys think, whether you think this is a good idea, if you think this is something we should do, because I really think we should start a petition to ask Fdev to do this, because the rare trade routes used to be really lively and vital. There were even groups that started, I mean the East India Trading Company started on the basis they would protect any trader on the Spice Road. Part of this, you know, this was something that made the game alive, made the game feel alive. You had code pirates running around the Lave Lesty cluster right out when the game first started, ripping off commanders that had rare trade on board. You had the East India Company trying to stop them. It was one of the more interesting things going on when I used to watch YouTube videos of PC players before this came out on Xbox. And when it came out on Xbox, it was great for us because of the Dizzo My Corn fiasco, where they kept it spawning at 50 tons and we made loads of money off it. So it was always really lively, and there was always loads of commanders around. It was always the place to go if you wanted to run into other commanders. People always used to say, you know, I never run into any commanders. Oh well, go on the rare trade route, you'll meet loads of them. Now it's Jameson Memorial. But in them days, you know, you did see commanders around in open. And I really want to encourage more people to play in open. I want to encourage, you know, people to do the rare trade routes. So combining the two things, I think, would be a success. Now there are commanders out there that are going to say I'm being unfair to people who play in solo, but if you play in solo, would this make any difference to you? Because I'm talking about doing it as a social activity. There are other money making metas, even if they doubled the profits, that would be better than this. I'm just talking about doing this for fun, as an activity for people together. So I don't think it would make any difference to commanders in solo. I mean, it would be okay, you wouldn't get the double bubble, but would you really care? There's other faster money making metas. But anyway, that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching.